Hello everyone, welcome to my Epicure cooking class. I'm Chrissy, your Epicure consultant, and welcome to the Mexican cooking class. Thank you for joining us and welcome to my kitchen. Well, there's a myth out there that cooking is hard and time consuming, and that cooking healthy is even harder and even more time consuming. But Epicure puts an end to that because our herb and spice blends and meal solutions, our time-saving cookware, and recipes will have you putting a healthy and delicious dinner on the table in 20 minutes or less. And I'm here to show you that today. If you've ever done one of those meal delivery services, and I ask this question in every one of my live classes, and I ask people what kind of experience they've had with that. And it ranges from, it was great and I loved it, to it was harder than I thought and took longer than I thought. But what everybody could agree on was that those meal delivery kits cost about $9 per serving. It was way more expensive than Epicure, which ranges from about $2.50 and $3 a serving. So Epicure is also really affordable as it is healthy. So, just to give you just a little bit of background on the company, because Epicure is pretty new to the United States. In 1997, a woman named Sylvie Rochette started Epicure. She was a single mom and concerned about what her kids were eating and the health of the food that she was feeding them. So she went into her garden and put together some herbs and spices and began selling them at farmers markets. And that's how Epicure began. So she's Canadian, so the Epicure grew in Canada for over 20 years, and it started in the United States only last year in August of 2019. Now, what Sylvie concentrated on, besides health of the food she was cooking, was of course the taste, and the second thing was what was not going to be in any of her products. And if you look at our catalog, you'll see the never ever list. I'm sorry, this is backwards. That's how it goes on Facebook, right? So this is called the never ever list, and you can see that Epicure's foods will never have things like artificial sweeteners or corn syrup or gluten or methylparaben, whatever that is. Nothing that you can't pronounce. Besides being free of all these additives, Epicure is gluten-free. It is 90% non-GMO. It is peanut-free. Now, it has some coconut products in it sometimes, so we cannot say nut-free in the United States because the FDA considers coconuts nuts. So we can say peanut-free in the United States. It's extremely sugar and sodium conscious. I know that some of my customers really appreciate that for their different health issues. So anyhow, so like I said, the company grew in Canada for 20 years and came to the U.S. in last August. And I heard about Epicure in late October of 2019. And because my background has been in natural health pretty much my whole life, I grew up reading labels, and I was just immediately impressed by the health of the products and that they were delicious, because I've also cooked for most of my life. So I realized that I could make my food taste the same as the Epicure food, but I would have to spend a lot more time putting all the ingredients together when Epicure had a solution that was pretty much ready to go. So anyhow, I quickly thought, because I had been a manager of a health food store, I was always getting questions like, what do I take for this and what do I take for that? And basically with Epicure, I realized I could help people prevent chronic health issues by just eating better every single day. So that was another reason that I decided to do this as a business. Plus, it was a great business opportunity. Like I said, new to the United States, it's not saturated at all. So I'm always looking for people to help me on my team. So if you're passionate about some extra income or cooking, or you hate cooking and want an easier way to do it, Epicure Business might be right for you. Just let me know. Okay, so we are going to be cooking Mexican fajitas tonight out of our Good Food Real Fast Mexican kit. And all of our kits, we have a few of them. We have Greek, Italian, burger, Asian, and a new one, a Thai Thai kit. All of our kits come with seasonings and recipe cards, 5 recipe cards. Today we're going to be cooking with the Poco Picante salsa mix, the, let me see, get that in there, the guacamole dip mix, and the fajita seasoning mix. It also comes with a nacho cheese dip mix, which I'm not going to prepare tonight. But don't let the name fool you. Just because it says it's a dip mix doesn't mean you have to use it for dip. I have put this nacho cheese dip mix in my scrambled eggs. About a couple teaspoons for 2 eggs should be good. Also have seen recipes for sprinkling on baked potatoes or roasted potatoes in the oven. So just because it says dip mix on the label or dressing mix doesn't mean you can't use what's in the bottle to season other things. And like I said, the company's been around for over 20 years. So on the internet, there's a lot of different recipes. You will never be at a loss for how to use your Epicure products. Okay, so I'm going to take out what I'm going to need for the class right now. And put that away. Now, one thing about Epicure's meal kit boxes, I mentioned the economical way to fix dinner. This kit will have 30 to 40 servings in it. So again, it's about $2.50 a serving, even with the fresh ingredients that you buy and add to the seasonings. So, speaking of fresh ingredients, I've got to grab the chicken, which I realize now is in the fridge. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I have my chicken for my chicken fajitas. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. We are going to make sure I didn't forget to tell you anything important. All right, so I don't know about you, but a couple times a week I do a taco salad night, something like that, because it's fast, it's easy, and it's delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make chicken fajitas, fresh chicken fajitas. And I've got my chicken right here, and we are going to cook the chicken fajitas in this. This is one of our flagship products. This is the multi-purpose steamer. It's an amazing cookware that I discovered with Epicure. It comes with a card that tells you the instructions for doing different things. So you can cook rice in here or quinoa. I've put popcorn, just half a cup, and then 4 to 5 minutes later, depending on your microwave. It's much healthier than the bagged popcorn because that has a lot of chemicals in it. You can cook sides. You can put rice in it. It comes with this tray right here. See, it's got holes in it. You can put rice and water in the bottom, put the tray over it, put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. Take it out, put vegetables on top, put the lid on it, put it back in the microwave, and you have a side all ready to go when that's done. You can also cook, I've seen a 2 or 3 pound chicken in the steamer, in the microwave with the lid on, then pull it out and finish it off in the oven because, believe it or not, the steamer will work in the microwave, in an oven up to 425 degrees. It's dishwasher safe. You could even put it in the freezer if you needed to. And it's 100% food grade silicone, FDA approved. It will not leach any chemicals into your food. Now, I know that some people, and I was too, kind of leery of cooking in the microwave. But when I did some research, I found out that actually cooking your vegetables, for example, at a higher heat for a shorter period of time actually locks in the nutrients and preserves the nutrients. And especially if you think about if you're boiling broccoli, the water turns green, and that's because a lot of the nutrients are left in the boiled water. With this, the food steams cooked, so all the nutrients are left intact and left in your food. If you are still concerned about that, anything that I'm showing you today, you could put on a sheet pan in the oven. It will just take a little bit longer. So anyhow, the correct way to use the steamer is away with the vents away from you. Right here's the vents right here, with the vents away from you. And I recommend, especially if your microwave is kind of high up and it's awkward to get to, use oven mitts when you take it out of the microwave. The handles don't get too hot, but the contents right inside are very hot, and you don't want to end up with your dinner all over the floor. That kind of defeats the point of making dinner fast. Okay, so I'm going to put the tray aside here, and I will tell you something. What really sold me on the steamer was when I bought the Italian kit, and I followed the instructions and made a lasagna in the steamer. It was really quick, and at the very end, I didn't have to scrape and scrub burnt mozzarella off the sides because it's completely, it is completely non-stick. So easy cleanup, and the lasagna only took 15 minutes in the microwave. It just sold it for me. So if anybody who cooks knows that it takes you 2 hours to make a lasagna usually. So that was the selling point for me. So in the steamer I have some sliced peppers and onions, and I'm just going to go ahead and put in. This is about half a pound of chicken. I'm literally making my dinner right now. So there's 2 of us, and we're having chicken fajitas tonight. So, all right, there's the chicken. Okay. We are going to put the fajita seasoning on our chicken here. Now, with all of Epicure's products, like I said, it's very sodium conscious. If you compare this fajita seasoning to one of those packets, first of all, it's much more economical to buy a whole packet from Epicure that makes 30 to 40 servings instead of having to keep buying the little packets. And of course the sodium in the little packets is through the roof, and there's very little sodium in this right here. And actually I'm salting things all the time. I don't even like salt that much, but I find that Epicure is not kidding around. They are really low and no sodium products. I like to use my pink salt anyhow, and Epicure also has some salt grinders and some kind of designer salt grinders, so depending on the season. All right, so this is our 4-in-1 measuring spoon, and it's got a tablespoon, a teaspoon, half teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon, so 4-in-1. The other cool thing about our measuring spoon is it fits in all our jars, so you'll never have to fight with one of those round tablespoons that won't fit in the jar ever again. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of the fajita seasoning in there. Okay, and I'm just going to mix it up. Now, you'll notice there's a couple things I'm not going to be putting in here, and that is oil or water. The ingredients are going to steam cooked, as I said, and so they don't need water and they don't need oil because they are not going to stick. All right, so that's all mixed in thoroughly, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the microwave on high for 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Okay, so next what I'm going to make is some fresh salsa. Now, I don't know about you, but since I like to make taco salad at least one night a week, I always used to have a jar of salsa in the fridge, and it was always a question about whether the salsa is still going to be good when I get to it. More than once, I've opened my salsa jar, looked in, and saw that there's white, fluffy stuff in my salsa, and that's gross. So never have to worry about that again because I'm going to make my own fresh anytime I want it. So this is the Poco Picante salsa mix, and what I have in this bowl here is a little bit of tomato and some chopped onion, and I am going to chop a little bit more tomato. So, let me see. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing over here. So this is our Prep Pro paring knife. It's got this little cover on it. It's a ceramic knife. It stays sharp for 2 years. And it's got a very comfortable handle. But the best thing about it is that it slices very easily through soft foods, just like this tomato here. Let me see if I can, there we go, maybe you see that a little bit better. So I'm just going to go ahead and dice this. It goes through very easily. It goes through the tomato. It doesn't slide around. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, this is one of our cutting mats, and so you'll see that it's bendable, and your tomato goes right in there. right. Next, I'm going to toss that around with these. These are our grabbers. Again, 100% silicone with, I believe, stainless steel on the inside. So I'm going to mix that around. Okay. And then I'm going to get another. I was never a gadget person, but ever since I started doing Epicure, they have these gadgets that are making my life a lot easier. So the first time I did this, I did it wrong. I put the lime in here. This is our 2-in-1 citrus press, so I chose the lime side. That's the wrong way. You want the juicy part of the lime to go toward the holes. And just going to go on ahead. And when you squeeze the lime in there, none of the seeds go in. Just all of the juice. And then you're left with this little disc. All the juice is out of it. Set that aside. I'm going to use it again. Okay. So, and then this Poco Picante has a little bit of a kick. So I'm only going to put, like I said, I'm just making this for 2. I'm going to put a teaspoon of this. A little bit goes a long way of this stuff. So here we go. And so you're making your own salsa at home, so you can put whatever you want. You can make it savory or you can make it sweet, right? So today I'm going to be making a sweet salsa with some mango. This is one of our prep cups. I don't know if you can see out there in TV land, but it's got the measurements. There we go. The measurements are written on the side. And this handy dandy silicone lid, it has a great seal and it makes the cups stackable. So I'm just going to put this mango in there. And I'm just going to toss this around. So there we go. All we needed was some tomatoes, some onion. You could put black beans and corn in this. You could use different fruits like peaches or pineapple for a sweet salsa. And I'm actually also going to put a little bit of salt in there because, like I said, everything needs a tiny bit of salt. There's no salt in the picante. Okay, so there we go. So there we go, fresh salsa. That's done. Set that aside for a second. Now, another really cool thing that I can make anytime that I want is guacamole. So this is our 4-cup prep bowl. It's a newer item. Again, it's got a silicone lid. Makes it stackable and handy. And I am going to put in another half of a lime in here. That's 2 very ripe avocados in the bowl already. Let's see if you can probably see it best right there, hopefully. There we go, half a lime. Voila. Many of my customers love this thing. It comes in very handy for mixed drinks, just so you know. Alright, there we go. Got our guacamole seasoning. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon of this in there. There we go. Oh, you know, I forgot to mention the chicken. I'm going to check on that in a second. I forgot to mention, everything Epicure has the instructions written on the back of the jar or the packet, or whatever it is. Or, like I said, it comes with recipe cards as well. So you never are at a loss of how to use the product you just bought. Plus, again, there are recipes everywhere online, and I'm here for you. So if there's anything that you have on your shelf that you have no idea what else to use it for, let me know, because I've probably heard of some way you can use it. So anyhow, so we've got that, and I'm going to use, this is our meat separator, but I'm going to use it as a masher to mash our avocados. Of course, you can use it to mash potatoes. Some people use it to mash eggs for salad, or there's just like so many different uses for this meat separator. It works great as a meat separator when you're trying to brown ground beef for tacos or something like that. So, and then you can make your salsa as chunky as you want. I like mine to have some consistency to it. Again, now I can make guacamole anytime I want. So if I'm making an omelet and I want some guacamole on the side, or you know, if you're making hamburgers and you want some guacamole for your hamburgers, you just can't beat being able to. And I always have avocados in my house because I feel like avocados should be their own food group. So I always have avocados. All right, there we go. Now people really like this meat separator for different things because it's very easy to clean. There's only the 3 tines there, so very easy to clean. All right, so got that, and I want to show you one more. Let me check on the chicken really quick just to make sure. All right, you're gonna be prepared. Some magic steam. There we go. All right, so take the grabbers here. Make sure, yeah, I only had half a pound of chicken in there, and 5 minutes was perfect. All right, so I'm going to show you. Whew, you can see how juicy it is. There we go. I don't know if you can see the juice from there. People are always really, really surprised when I pull this out, and then when they have it on their plate and they're tasting it, how juicy the chicken remains. I love surprising them with that. I hear it every single class, and I never get tired of hearing it because everybody says, I thought the chicken would be rubbery, and it never is, and that's what I thought too at first. So, all right, so this thing is really cool because you can use it as a place to set the tray, place to set down your finished food if you like. The other thing that people use the tray for is actually, I cooked bacon in my steamer just this morning. So you can put it in there, you put your bacon on there, 5 minutes in the microwave, you have really well-cooked bacon. People also use it to, they put it in the steamer, put the ground beef on there, use the meat separator, put it in the microwave, and then you can just lift it out, and all the grease stays in the bottom. So that's what happened with the bacon this morning. So it's really easy cleanup. Okay, so I want to show you one more thing. It's kind of a special thing. I've got some mayonnaise right here. It's about 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, and our awesome chipotle aioli mix right here. Ooh, this just adds that little bit of something when you're making your fajitas. So I'm going to put this 1/3 cup of mayonnaise in there. I have also used, some people don't like to use mayonnaise, but the good thing is about Epicure for anything is you get to choose. So you get to choose your fresh ingredients. So if you want to use veganese, and if you want to use sour cream, or if you want to use Greek yogurt, it tastes great no matter what you're using. I'm almost done with this jar. Woo. All right, so that's about a teaspoon. My customers tell me all the time that Epicure's products are very forgiving. So if they don't have exactly everything that they need to make it, or they do it a little bit wrong, you just can't mess it up, and that's really empowering to some people who aren't as confident in the kitchen. They can actually, they can cook, and and that's what really, that's what really matters. You don't want to stress out over putting dinner together. You want dinner to be easy. We have other things we need to stress about, not that. So I'm gonna mix this up, and actually, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze a tiny bit more of the juice out of this, because putting a little bit of citrus in there makes it taste a little bit better. I think I can get a couple drops out of each. It just needs a tiny bit. If I was making more of the aioli, I would want more, but there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna mix that up in there. That is just so good. All right. So all our pieces are done. We've got the chicken fajitas. Let's see, how will I put this on here? I'm going to show you how I do this. So, got one of these little tacos. You can put all of this, you can put on a bed of lettuce if you want to keep it low carb. But I put a smear of this on here, the aioli, can't forget that. And get my grabbers here and get some chicken. Put the chicken on there. It is very hot. There we go. Some chicken and some of the veggies, onion and pepper. And well, I failed to bring out a spoon. I'll use the spoon here. So got some guacamole. And flip this over. Good thing there's this measuring spoon gives me lots of options. And a little bit of That's one crammed street taco there. There we go. Let's see here. So you can see all of it. Ooh, delicioso, right? There you have it. That's going to be my dinner. So, thank you for joining me for this. You can see this probably took about 20 minutes or so, and that's with me telling you all about Epicure and how to do everything. So you can see how easy it is to get dinner on the table in 20 minutes or less, and I will catch you on the other side. Message me, text me, call me, whatever you need, so that I can help you find the best Epicure products for the way you like to cook. See you soon.